So, why is English so important in tech industry?
Kalau kita ngomongin tech industry itu ada dua hal yang nggak bisa lepas dari tech industry. When we talk about tech industry, it's mostly about
Hai guys, welcome back to Discovery English Podcast. Jadi hari ini kita akan ngobrol sama salah satu teacher kita, Miss Hana. Manggilnya Miss ya? Nggak apa-apa kan? Atau
apa-apa.
Kak? Atau mau
Miss atau Kak, asal jangan Mrs. aja.
asal jangan Mrs. Oke, jadi hari ini kita bakalan ngobrol sama salah satu teacher kita, Miss Hana, tentang gimana sih bahasa Inggris itu membantu Miss Hana untuk kerja di tech industry. Oke, sebelumnya Miss Hana coba kenalan dulu dong sama pemirsa.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Hana and I was graduated from computer science dari Amikom Yogyakarta, tempat kuliah orang berdasi. Ya, kan itu terkenalnya karena itu kan.
Tapi kamu kuliahnya pakai dasi nggak?
Enggak,
Oke.
kecuali pas MOS.
Oh, kecuali pas
Iya.
MOS itu SMA ospek ya maksudnya?
Oh, ospek, iya. Waktu ospek pakainya dasi. Jadi waktu di Amikom itu ngambil D3 dulu. Di D3 ngambil teknik engineering, focusing on website development. Terus pas S1-nya lanjut untuk dapat bachelor degree, focusing ke data science.
Data
Kan,
science.
ya, data engineer mostly. Yeah. Talking about data.
Berarti kayak ini ya, belajar kayak Python.
Iya, kayak ngelihat insight dari data-data yang banyak gitu, terus ngasilin insight. Insight, that's what they call
Mantap.
it. Oke.
Oke, terus kesibukannya apa sekarang Miss selain ngajar di Discovery?
Saat ini lagi kerja di salah satu startup di Jogja, di Kiskas. Itu multi-channel company. Jadi di sana itu menyediakan platform satu platform di mana bisa pakai beberapa channel.
Oke.
Kayak gitu. Before that, I was working for Hostinger as a global team. Jadi waktu itu kebetulan teman-temannya mostly from Lithuania.
Oke, jadi dulu ini ya berarti sempat di Niaga Hoster as a hostinger,
Yes.
as a global hostinger.
Yes, correct.
Oke, jadi Niaga Hoster itu dia base-nya dari Lithuania.
Betul. Jadi kan
baru tahu.
awalnya kan Hostinger namanya, base-nya Lithuania. Terus karena mereka lihat potensi klien yang banyak di Indonesia, terus mereka bikin branch baru namanya Niaga Hoster.
Oh gitu,
Iya.
sebuah trivia. Oke, thank you so much. Jadi hari ini kita akan ngobrol terkait experience-nya Miss Hana kerja di tech industry. Terus gimana sih bahasa Inggris itu membantu Miss Hana kerja di tech industry, dan kenapa bahasa Inggris itu penting kalau misalnya kalian pengen kerja di tech industry gitu. Oke, jadi kita langsung aja kali ya ngobrol.
Oke, tapi kita bentuknya sharing-sharing aja ya.
Yeah.
Jadi kayak if there's something Miss can give me to, just share it
Tapi
to
kayaknya
me.
enggak deh. Oke, so why is English so important in tech industry?
Kalau kita ngomongin tech industry itu ada dua hal yang nggak bisa lepas dari tech industry. When we talk about tech industry, it's mostly about startup, right? I'm talking about those stuff that happening in Silicon Valley and whatever it's called.
Yes, true.
Jadi kalau ngomongin tech industry itu ada dua hal, yaitu menurut saya ada di developer side of the story and then the business part of the story.
Oke.
The developer part of the story is when you are the one who create the technology as a programmer, for example. Jadi penggunaan bahasa Inggris sebagai programmer atau developer, it's very important karena akar dari teknologi sendiri kan seperti yang kita tahu, base-nya dari Silicon Valley sejak tahun 1970-an. Berangkat dari penggunaan mesin-mesin awalnya. Jadi disitulah pentingnya bahasa Inggris, karena akar dari teknologi sendiri adalah dari negara yang menggunakan bahasa Inggris awalnya. Jadi in order for us to follow through and create another innovation as developer, kita perlu source yang its originate came from, kayak dari mana dia berasal gitu loh. Jadi ya penting banget, especially when you are a developer. Ketika coba ada stuck misalnya ngerjain sesuatu, most of the answer is in English. And the programming is in English, so I don't think that you can survive as a developer if you cannot. If you don't have any basic in English. That at least, very least, is the basic in the programming language that using English. So that is very important. It's like a must thing to have by a developer to be able to have a little bit understanding bahasa Inggrisnya. Setidaknya untuk yang basic-basic di bahasa pemrograman aja lah kayak gitu.
Tapi kalau bisa nggak basic understanding juga ya, kayak mastering gitu ya. Karena ya sih bener sih, maksudnya nggak cuma di kayak tag aja nggak sih sekarang itu, for the example misal katakanlah yang paling gampang contohnya kuliah ya. Kuliah aja sekarang kayak hampir 100% modulnya itu written in English. Jadi sekarang sih bahasa Inggris kayaknya penting dimanapun deh, ya nggak sih?
Exactly. Apalagi kalau misalnya kita ada problem gitu kan, terus mau tanya, kalau ke forum-forum gitu kan sebagai developer, if you don't use English, no one will answer our question. Jadi ya source utama dan source terbaik adalah source yang berbahasa Inggris. Jadi it's very important.
Oke.
Itu dari sisi developer. Terus nanti ada lagi, ketika kita udah create yang namanya inovasi atau teknologi, we need to sell it to people. Jadi kan if you just have a product but you don't have any audience to sell it for, the innovation and technology is no use. So from the business side, itu juga penting. Karena kita kan for a tech industry to thrive, to grow, itu goalsnya adalah grow globally. Kayak we want a company like Instagram, like Facebook, which the name changed to Meta nowadays.
Yeah. That was aku nggak ngerti sih kenapa sih Facebook itu dia ganti nama jadi Meta.
I think the idea was come from, kan kita sekarang tuh susah bedain antara perusahaan Facebook sama sosial media Facebook.
Iya, sama sosial media Facebook.
Jadi mungkin that's the reason why. So, the personal branding of the company.
Iya.
Jadi untuk kita achieve itu, kayak kita pengen ngenalin inovasi kita nih. Kalau kita cuma pakai bahasa lokal kan berarti teknologi kita cuma dipakai lokal. But if we use the international language, which is the English, like everyone in the world use this language, and our innovation, our technology can be sell out there as well. Jadi ya that's very important kalau kita pengen ngembangin bisnis kita sampai ke sana.
Iya sih, terus sih. Karena kan goalsnya dia ini ya. Goes global.
Yes.
Goes global. Ngomong apa sih aku, ya Allah, astagfirullahaladzim. Minum dulu dah. Yang ini jangan di-cut ya. Oke, by the way, Miss Hana main Facebook nggak?
Used to, but not anymore.
Used to, but not anymore. Why?
Because I don't find it safe to play there. Kayak apa ya, terlalu privasinya terlalu open gitu kalau di situ, kalau di Facebook.
Iya sih, benar.
Belum tahu sih kalau di Facebook bisa di private nggak, perasaan nggak ada deh.
Dulu bisa sih, tapi aku nggak tahu sih since I don't use Facebook anymore.
Karena
Facebook sekarang annoying gitu.
Exactly.
Kalau kakak-kakak di sini masih ada yang pakai Facebook? Oh, masih ada ternyata. 2021 masih ada orang yang pakai Facebook. Oke.
Tapi kalau misalnya digging deeper information about someone, Facebook is the best way. Jadi the history of this person you can find.
Iya sih,
Facebook.
bisa digali gitu ya. Iya sih bisa digali dari dia wall pertamanya, wall nggak sih namanya.
Hai guys, buat kalian lagi dengerin atau nonton podcast kita di YouTube, kita break sebentar ya. Aku mau ngenalin kalau Discovery English punya learning platform di mana kalian bisa belajar bahasa Inggris kapanpun dan dimanapun tanpa gangguan iklan. Kita punya kelas-kelas gratis yang bisa kalian akses seumur hidup yang disajikan dengan high quality video dan audio. So, langsung aja mampir ke www.discoveryenglishabacademy.com dan klaim kelasnya. Now, let's get back to the show.
Oke, terus what's the most challenging aspect of English in terms of its use in tech industry especially?
Exactly, the term. The term is the hardest part of the English use in tech industry. Karena it's going to be a little bit different than what we use daily. Kayak we don't really say how are you, I'm fine in business, right? We talk about serious stuff like it is going to help my business grow. Terus bicara tentang presentase juga, seberapa besar kesuksesan akan terjadi jika saya menggunakan teknologi Anda, seperti itu. Jadi first thing first is this term. Terus yang kedua mungkin the self confidence.
Oke, the self confidence.
Yes, karena kan pas kita SMA, SMP mungkin when we try to speak English, other people be like, ngapain sih kamu mau bahasa
Inggris
Iya.
ya gitu.
Karena belum touch to the reality how important this English actually for your life in the future. Jadi self confidence itu juga challenging karena susah banget numbuhin confidence ini gitu loh. Sebenarnya it doesn't really matter if your English is like in grammatically correct when you talk to people or your client, tapi confidence itself. Kayak kamu bisa convince seseorang ketika kamu confidence kan.
Iya, true.
It doesn't really matter if you are right or wrong because we're not talking about that. It's about you assuring this person to trust and use your technology.
Okay, talking about self-confidence, kan in our several webinars, kayak audience itu keep asking about how to build self-confidence, to speak and to talk in English. Mungkin misalnya bisa sharing gimana sih caranya building self-confidence kalau misalnya harus ngomong pakai bahasa Inggris nih.
Be crazy, guys. What I mean be crazy is that I talk to myself a lot in front of the mirror. Kayak tiap pagi tuh lihat mirror and then say, you're good, you can do this, you are a great girl, sort of thing. Kayak, or just telling yourself what are you going to do this morning or today, what is your plan today. So that's all you need to say in front of the mirror in the morning, and then after you finish your studies or your work, you back again to the mirror and talk to yourself again. Today I feel so sad because blah 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 blah. Just express yourself. Be used to it. That's how. That's my secret on creating my self-confidence speaking English.
Be crazy ya.
Be crazy. That's
Be crazy guys.
That's the key, guys. Be crazy.
Jadi nggak apa-apa kalian mau ngomong di depan kaca kayak, mau ngomong di depan kamera kayak, mau ngomong sendiri nggak apa-apa. So you have to be crazy gitu untuk building self confidence. Karena percuma kalau misalnya kita udah tahu nih, misal kita udah tahu grammarnya, kita udah tahu strukturnya, tapi kalau nggak berani ngomong kan percuma ya.
Exactly. Apalagi sekarang kan ada TikTok, terus Instagram. Pretend aja ceritanya kamu udah jadi artis gitu kan, terus kamu ngasih TED Talk misalnya ke orang-orang kayak gitu.
TED Talk.
Iya,
Sotoy-sotoy aja kasih TED
just
Talk.
pretending stuff and it will help you a lot.
Okay. How much does fear of making mistake affect you in using English?
Very much. Very, very much. Okay, it was kind of embarrassing if I remember about that. Jadi itu pertama kali kerja yang berurusan sama bahasa Inggris, ini literally pekerjaan pertama adalah being a client for people from Texas.
Oh, Texas.
Yes. Jadi waktu itu untuk kuliah kan teman tahu gitu kan, sering ngomong-ngomong bahasa Inggris sendiri gitu. Terus pas ada project gitu, ada yang ngajakin, ini aku punya klien dari Texas gitu. Tolong dong kamu jadi guidance-nya, jadi translatornya gitu. So it's actually remote work and I have to report to them like once a week. I literally talk like a Google back then. Kayak nulis dulu kata-katanya yang baku, terus ngomong kayak, yes sir, so today the report is, it was very stiff. I was very stiff in speaking English with him.
Okay.
So it's very much affected me. I was so scared if I say something wrong, if I say something grammatically incorrect and they didn't understand me. Yeah, so it was so scary back then. But then I realized mereka juga nggak begitu banget sih grammarnya gitu.
Yeah, true.
Emang lepas-lepas juga gitu. It doesn't really matter.
Padahal kliennya kan dari Texas ya, which is English speaking country, tapi mereka they don't really mind the grammar. Jadi kalian kalau misalnya mau ngomong pakai bahasa Inggris terus masih takut-takut tentang grammar, jadi mending nggak usah deh, maksudnya nggak usah takut tentang grammar gitu, jangan nggak usah ngomong, tapi nggak usah takut tentang grammar.
At first
ya, tapi jangan keterusan gitu. And ngomong-ngomong, kalau misalnya kalian mau belajar tentang grammar lebih dalam lagi, kalian bisa join TOEFL preparation class di Discovery English. Mantap. Gitu.
You should, guys.
Yes, you should guys. Kata Misana, you should. Karena nanti yang ngajar Misana juga. Okay, next question. What do you think can be done to create a supportive environment for people to use English in the workplace? Karena kan kadang mungkin kalau misalnya kita ngomong bahasa Inggris nih di workplace, terus kadang suka ada temen yang annoying kan, kayak kenapa sih kamu pakai bahasa Inggris terus, kayak kemingris gitu loh. Kamu tuh kenapa sih kemingris gitu? Orang kita di Indonesia ya, so be proud. Be a proud Indonesian. Ngomong pakai bahasa Indonesia, nggak usah pakai bahasa Inggris. So,
I heard that a lot.
Oh really?
Not from my colleague, but from other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think can be done to create a supportive environment for people to use English?
Ya, jadi sebenarnya ini perlu kayak upper management ya sebenarnya. Tapi mungkin kalau misalnya ada orang ngomong kayak gitu, you can say like, if I'm going to go forward and I'm going to leave you behind, so just don't mind me. just like ignore them if they say such a word to you. Ini emang perlu kayak upper management level sih untuk kayak supporting the workplace, untuk ramah kepada orang-orang yang benar-benar pengen belajar gitu loh ngomong pakai bahasa Inggris. Karena for example in my company right now, di company sekarang itu mereka nyediain kursus bahasa Inggris.
Okay, which company nih? Discover English kan dia nyediain kursus bahasa Inggris. So which company?
Exactly. The tech company one.
Tech company one.
Jadi mereka nge-hire teacher juga.
Oh, okay.
Maybe someday Discover English can be the teacher. Terus di sana dari HR-nya itu inviting people to learn English in the business term kind of English. Jadi that's the most important thing. The high level managementnya yang
supportive.
Jadi kayak this is for the company itself, right? In order for the company to thrive, we can, misalnya kita di employee ini, kita bisa suggest the company untuk kayak, ini dong kursus bahasa Inggris dong, biar kita tuh go globally gitu kan. I think the higher level management will be happy kalau misalnya kita ngasih such kind of idea. Jadi emang itu perlu di acknowledge ke higher level managementnya kalau kita tuh need to go further gitu loh. Jadi mereka bisa nge-set up environment yang benar-benar supporting people who want to speak English well. Terus kita juga, I think we need to encourage each other. Kayak just support your friends whenever they try to speak English with you, just answer them that way. If you know something, share it with them. If they know something, you can ask to them. This sort of thing, they're supporting each other.
Jadi kalau misalnya ada yang pengen ngomong bahasa Inggris tuh bukan malah dikatain ke Inggris gitu ya, tapi malah disupport.
Yeah, if you know something, share it with them and they should share something with you too someday. So yeah, supportive each other, creating English friendly company, which is very important if your company want to thrive globally, guys. So yeah, for the CEO out there.
For the CEO out there, for all the CEOs out there. Jadi if you want to go globally, jadi it's important to support your people untuk mau pakai bahasa Inggris di workplace ya, especially. Terus apa lagi?
Sharing tips with your colleague, misalnya Miss Alma tahu caranya gimana presentasi bahasa Inggris di depan klien gitu, yang kata-kata yang convincing, positive word or so forth kayak gitu, sharing with the friends kayak gitu. So tips and stuff like
Jadi
that.
jangan pelit ilmu ya intinya.
Yeah, because
Jangan
you gain
pelit
something
ilmu,
there.
Yes, kalau misalnya kalian tahu lebih banyak daripada yang lain, dibagi gitu. Karena tidak ada ruginya guys berbagi. Nah tadi kan Miss Sana bilang kita harus encourage each other.
Yeah.
Nah terus di working environment yang sekarang yang di tech company itu ini nggak kayak sudah encouraging each other nggak?
I think in my team, yes, because we kind of close to each other. We have like 6 teams and we are sharing about that. My friends even ask me tips sometimes and I share it with them, and yeah, it's the kind of stuff that I did. So it's come from experience actually.
Yes, exactly. Nah jadi selain kita sharing tips nih, misal kita tahu banyak terus kita bagi gitu, kita juga ini ya nggak boleh malu-malu buat tanya ya.
Yes, exactly.
Jadi kalau misalnya nggak tahu tanya aja gitu, jangan malu buat tanya karena malu bertanya sesat di jalan katanya. Okay. Anyway, does having good comment in English give you competitive advantage in tech industry?
Very much as well. As scary as it is to use, it also give a competitive advantage, of course. I wouldn't be able to meet all of those friends from Lithuania if I don't have this ability. Kayak itu tuh best experience banget sih untuk kenal mereka. Saya ngerasa juga kayak I feel more confidence after I know them. Kayak I saw them use the language. They're not as serious as how we learn it from from the textbook. Kayak mereka juga ngomongnya santai, nggak kaku, nggak pakai grammar yada, right? jadi di situ confidence-nya lebih tumbuh lagi, dan dan kesempatan untuk mengembangkan ini muncul ketika ada basicnya gitu loh. Jadi it's really give a huge advantage for me in my experience. So selain itu juga it's kind of help you to thrive and stand out. Kayak misalnya waktu kuliah misalnya, I have a lot of chance untuk jadi kayak ikut seminar internasional. Jadi kayak apa ya namanya, secretary I think. Notulen, yes, correct, that one. Jadi di sana presentasi paper academic studies and stuff, kayak bahasa Inggris, asking question and stuff. Jadi ya experience-nya lebih banyak gitu loh ketika you have something that it needed dari secara global gitu loh. Dan selain itu it's either you thrive with the company or you will grow with the company. Jadi ketika kamu punya disability, kamu bisa bantu your company to go globally, atau kalau misalnya company ini udah bagus misalnya, you will stand out in this big known company because of your ability. Jadi it's give a lot of advantage, guys.
Yes, English gives a lot of advantages. So, jadi buat kalian again yang mau belajar bahasa Inggris, kalian bisa ke Discovery ya. Okay, so this is the last question. What do you expect in the future of tech industry?
Oh, what do I expect? More innovation, like we can see right now, Facebook with the Meta.
Yes, Facebook with the Meta.
Mereka bikin Metaverse, which I'm not really sure what it is, but it's kind of like virtual world. Jadi mereka bikin kayak, mungkin nanti we expect kayak kita jualannya virtual, less virtual, everything is virtual.
True.
We're getting into another kind of world. It's no longer, this reality is no longer a thing. It's become more virtual. Jadi what to expect, it's more bizarre technology in the future. So prepare yourself, guys. Because we need to learn it from the correct source. So by having English ability, you will be thrive on that too.
Oke, anyway, ngomongin tentang Meta by Facebook, kamu tahu nggak sih kalau ada meme yang Facebook creates Meta, a virtual world where Facebook is not a horrible company. Jadi di dalam Meta itu Facebook is not a horrible company. Berarti kan in fact Facebook is a horrible company. Nggak tahu sih, itu cuma meme ya. Aku cuma baca di Twitter.
Yeah, that's why it's called Metaverse. It's another kind of universe. Jadi kan ini realitinya begitu.
Metaverse.
Mereka pengennya begini di universe lain gitu loh. Jadi mereka creating their own reality there in the another universe. Yeah.
Tapi ini ya, Facebook is one of kayak salah satu contoh tech company yang sangat sangat berhasil, sangat sukses.
Very much. Mereka udah punya tiga apps yang benar-benar besar kan, Facebook, WhatsApp sama Instagram. They own everything, almost everything, guys.
Iya, lama-lama Facebook tuh kayak supermarket, tau gak sih? semuanya dibeli sama Facebook lama-lama. Okay, so last but not least, di sana punya ini nggak? Kayak beberapa mungkin bisa pesan-pesan atau mungkin bisa motivational words gitu ya buat audiens yang lagi nonton podcast kita tentang kayak for the example mungkin tentang penggunaan bahasa Inggris especially related to tech things gitu. Mungkin ada ini nggak, ada yang mau disampaikan nggak?
First thing first, don't be shy, guys. Don't be afraid of expressing yourself, trying to speak it, just say it. Doesn't really matter. Kalau misalnya belum tahu grammarnya, ya sudah gitu loh. Just say as you can. Kalau misalnya look forward dulu gimana ngomong bahasa Inggris, pasti malu banget sih saya sendiri. Tapi kalau yang penting tuh mulai dulu aja. Itu siapa ya? Tokopedia ya?
Tokopedia.
Mulai dulu aja.
Gitu.
So yeah, that's the key. Mulai dulu aja. So don't be afraid, guys. Just do it.
Sama ini ya, sama kayak Nike ya, just do it. Gitu. Oke, jadi ingat jargonnya Tokopedia sama Nike, mulai dulu aja and just do it. Oke. Thank you so much buat teman-teman yang udah nonton podcast kita. Semoga membantu dan semoga terhibur tentunya. And jangan lupa untuk klik tombol like dan juga subscribe channel Discovery English biar kita lebih semangat lagi bikin konten-kontennya. Oke, terima kasih sekali Miss Hana atas waktunya dan ngobrol-ngobrolnya sangat seru sekali. Pokoknya kita harus bikin part 2 ya.
Sure thing.
Okay. See you in the next podcast or in the next videos. Bye-bye.